At Sacred Heart Major Seminary in Detroit, there is a cornerstone that reads, "I will give you shepherds after my own heart." The quote from the prophet Jeremiah refers to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. It is the heart seminarians are called to follow.
What we want and what the people of God deserve are good, happy, holy priests, or shepherds, men who are leaders, men who are faithful. Obviously, they follow the three promises that they make at ordination to the bishop, but those three promises focus in on what it means to be like the Good Shepherd, and the Latin in persona Christi, that guys are in the person of Christ.
Msgr Jeffery Monforton is the rector, president, and pastor here at Sacred Heart. More than 20 years ago, he was a seminarian.
I was, of course, just grasping whether or not the Lord was asking me to be a priest, and I was going through the necessary discernment process through the formation program here. Now, of course, it's absolute certainty the Lord calls me to be a priest, and I have a chance to see just how vibrant this seminary has become.
The seminary recently expanded, making room for even more seminarians. Two of those men are from the Diocese of Saginaw. LaFramboise says he has learned it takes time to become a priest.
You don't go straight to that. But the advantage of that is it really gives, the Lord a chance to form your heart after His own heart. And a priest, you don't just become a priest overnight. And that happens through the classes we take, through our prayer, our spiritual direction, through the interactions we have with fellow students, fellow brothers, the priests. So it's a really great thing because we're here for a good purpose, to study to be priests for the church, and there's a lot of joy in that, We believe in the church, we believe in that our Lord is close to all of us, and so we have a real desire just to serve the people.
On occasion, Andy will run into priest friends who are now out serving the people. Father Dan Kogut completed his seminary formation at Sacred Heart last year.
If I had known that it would be this good, I would have gone to seminary right out of high school or college right away. Not that I waited very long, but if I had known it would be this good, I wouldn't have hemmed and hawed and thought, oh no, I don't know, should I go or shouldn't I go? And, it's so much better than what I was expecting being a priest.
What's the next sacrament of initiation that they go through?
Toward the end of formation, seminarians participate in practicum courses and liturgy labs, which Father Dan says prepared him to administer the sacraments.
Having the liturgy lab and doing the practicum classes actually gave me a lot of confidence. Even from the first time of doing a baptism, the first time of doing a wedding, I was pretty confident, and that allowed me to be more prayerful and lead people in praying and focus on really the sacrament and what's going on rather than flipping the page and worrying about all the logistical things that you don't have to think about until you actually do it.
Lenny Jr., I baptize you.
Seminarians also spend many years studying philosophy, theology, and Latin.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum.
It's not simply opening a book up and memorizing, rote memory providing answers, but taking to heart as well as to mind what you've learned and make it part of you, who you are.
I always thought before seminary that I was a really good Christian following the Lord, and in many ways I was, but it's really deepened since I've been here. It's helped me realize that He's the most important thing, that He's always close to me. He doesn't just love me in a general sense, but that He's loving me right in this very moment. That's something that I don't think I was always very aware of, that more of abiding sense of God's presence and God's love. That's something I've really grown into since I've been here.
Chris Bierlein says he too has grown during his time in seminary, finding much comfort and support from family and friends in his decision to come here.
There was almost like a certain peace and calming feeling, it was almost like a voice too saying, if nothing else, just try it for me, and what have you got to lose? And I almost felt like God was saying, just do it for me and I won't disappoint you. And yeah, I can't really say for certain because it really wasn't a strong voice, or it was just, there's something pushing me to come to seminary.
Chris also has found support in fellow seminarians who, like him, are discerning whether God is calling them to priesthood.
The thing that I miss the most is the camaraderie and the brotherhood here at Sacred Heart. It's just really good, and it's 100 guys that are all here for the same reason and supporting each other and having a good time doing it. So I definitely miss that.
Sacrifice is involved, and Andy acknowledges the question he is asked about most often.
It's always the celibacy thing, because there's a natural desire for marriage and family that's very good, and that's normal. I mean, we all have that coming in, but when God touches our hearts in a particular way, He supplies what we need. Whatever I give up, the Lord gives me so much more.